Well, guys, I requested this movie to review. Here it is. We're about to go through some serious crap. Oh boy. Welcome back to Horror Movie Month, guys. I'm so excited to be talking about horror movies all month long, for all the way until Halloween. And we're going to talk about so many horror films, and from great to good to average to even the bad ones. Yes, we even have to talk about the bad ones. And today I am going to be talking about a film that is honestly one of the worst horror movie reboots, I would say. Friday the 13th. Let me get this out of the way before I talk about this review. I am no by means a Jason purist. I really do like the idea behind the killer Jason. I like the concept. I am not a big fan of Jason's movies. I really do love the first Friday the 13th. I don't think it's a masterpiece. It definitely is a classic though. That's literally the only Friday the 13th movie I actually like. The rest of them are either mediocre or they just suck. And this film really sucks to the core. And there's not much of a plot to this film either. It's literally the same plot as all of the other Friday the 13th movies. Nothing new. Campers come to Camp Crystal Lake and Jason comes, really, and kills people. What else do you want out of a plot? In a Jason film. A Friday the 13th film, to be exact. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the Jason movies, except for the first Friday the 13th. That's literally the only Friday the 13th movie that I actually like. And the reasons why I really feel like the first Friday the 13th is really important, to me at least, is because it was mysterious. It was something new. And I really thought it was a well-made horror film. And yes, it's obvious that it was inspired by other horror films like Halloween, and possibly even Psycho. But yeah, you can't deny that the first... Well, I can't deny at least. I can't deny that the first Friday the 13th is a classic. Because it is. It's definitely not a masterpiece. Nowhere near a masterpiece. It is a classic, though. But like I said, that's the only Friday the 13th movie that I actually like. The other ones are mediocre or they just suck. This film is really bad, and for so many reasons. This film has no interesting characters. The direction lags a lot in this film. And this film hardly does the first Friday the 13th film justice. And that's very disappointing because this film is a reboot. And this is honestly not the only horror movie reboot that's disappointing. Movies like Rob Zombie's Halloween. That movie honestly is mediocre at best. Rob Zombie's Halloween isn't that good of a film. It's mediocre at best. Or maybe the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street. That movie is not even that good either. Friday the 13th, though, I'd have to say it's the worst out of the three. This film doesn't even try to have a story. It's literally all of the other Friday the 13th sequels. Everything else that we've seen. None of the characters are interesting. They make stupid decisions, and everything is so obvious. The best thing that I could say about this movie is that Jason looks so good. The costume design for Jason is really awesome. And really, Jason is really the best thing in this movie. You actually root for him in this movie. That's sad. You're never really supposed to root for the slasher in horror films. And that tells you that you really do not care about a single character in this film. And please, don't you dare tell me that slasher films are supposed to have unlikable characters. First off, have you ever seen movies like Scream? Scream was filled with a lot of lovable characters. And yes, Ghostface was really cool to see on screen, but we really cared about characters like Sidney Prescott. Because she was going through problems with the loss of her mother a year ago. And these mysterious deaths that occurred around her really affect her. And we really do care about characters like Sidney and other characters in Scream. Don't you dare tell me that slasher films are supposed to have unlikable characters. This film doesn't even try to have a character arc for at least one character. And I know I'm ranting, but this film really is bad. Not just as a reboot, but as a film in general. I can't even say this is a disappointment to the Friday the 13th franchise, because like I said, most of the movies are mediocre or they suck, like I said. So I can't really say this is a disappointment to the franchise, because the Friday the 13th franchise doesn't really hold up at all, really. It's all of the movies are really just all of the sequels are really just the same exact thing. Excluding Jason X and Freddy vs. Jason. Freddy vs. Jason does not count. But I'm excluding Jason X because it has a different concept. And it tries new things. And it takes risk. So many risks. Movie still sucked. Big time. I have to say that I really did enjoy the kills in this movie. Like I said, for one, the Friday the 13th franchise is filled with so many creative and gory and gnarly kills. Some of them are way too over the top, though. Especially in the Friday the 13th franchise as a franchise in a whole. Like, in real life, Jason would not have the strength to bash someone's head into a tree to the point where their head just freaking turns into a smashed pumpkin. That would not happen in real life. And the Friday the 13th franchise is cheesy, and it knows that. It's campy, it's cheesy, it's really stupid, and that's what this movie really is. At least the good thing that I can say about this movie is it's not as bad as some of the recent horror movies that we've received in the 2000s decade or the 2010s decade. Piranha 3 Double D. Dang, that movie sucked. But I guess I'd say that's sort of a pass. This movie still does suck. And I'm not trying to say this movie just sucks for no reason. This movie is bad. I didn't find myself loving or at least liking any of the characters. I liked the scenery and the set designs, but other than that, I thought the cinematography was lagging, the pacing was really bad. And it's expected, because it's a Friday the 13th movie. It's not anything like Halloween, like Michael Myers or A Nightmare on Elm Street. Which the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels can be campy at times too, but at least most of them are decent, or even good. Some of them are bad, but the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise is actually fairly consistent. The Friday the 13th franchise is nowhere near the A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. It's nowhere near as decent or good as the Nightmare on Elm Street films. No, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake does not count. Nor A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I couldn't even remember the characters' names that were in this film, honestly. Like, seriously. And that's a really big issue. A big issue. When you have characters in a film... When you have characters that are put into a film, they're called characters for a reason. You should set them up. Set them up in a story that you create. Make us love these characters so we can remember who they are. And so they can be very important in our hearts. I didn't even remember a single character's name in this film. Do you know why? Because I was literally rooting for the killer the entire time. I was literally just like, just kill these characters off so the movie can be done. I'd have to say the only good thing that I could actually say about this film, aside from Jason, is that this film looks good, at least. Like, the quality of this film looks good. The camera quality really does look good. It makes the film deliver somewhat of a dark tone. Other than that, this movie is a pile of trash. The characters are not interesting. They make stupid decisions. The acting is mediocre at best. And it's easily one of the most disappointing horror reboots ever made. Friday the 13th, 2009 definitely gets the big F. I'm gonna be honest though, I do not remember when was the last time I gave an F to a movie. It's been a bit. I kind of feel better now after I finished talking about this film now. I'm gonna go eat after I review this movie, so that's gonna make me feel a lot better. But this movie is really bad, guys. If you guys have never seen any of the Friday the 13th movies, I recommend seeing a few of them. Watch the first one because it's definitely a classic. Stay away from the ones that are bad though, like Jason X. Whew, that's easily the worst one. This movie and some others. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this review. You guys are the best. I love every single one of you. Look forward to more reviews for Horror Movie Month that'll be coming very soon. And because I reviewed this movie, I thought of why not talk about some more horror movie reboots slash remakes. So I'm gonna be talking about a few more reboots and remakes on my channel in the horror genre. I want to talk about the Halloween remake, the Rob Zombie's Halloween. I want to talk about the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. Maybe if I feel like it, I might review Poltergeist, but I don't even know if I want to talk about that movie. The remake, not the original movie. But you guys will see what happens in the future of my channel. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching this review. You guys are the best. Love every single one of you. Look forward to more reviews that'll be coming very soon. And as always, if you're new here and you like what you see here, why not hit that subscribe button to join the EliB/520 community. And I will see you next time. Peace out.